All right, guys. Can y'all hear me now? Hopefully you can. Let me see here. Yes. All right. Yes. All right. All right, everyone. Sorry about that. Whoever donated that $6 for the new mics, I have really good mics. I don't know what was going on. It's my second time doing this. The last time I did it, I did it with my phone. So, how's everybody doing tonight? Good stuff. So, I guess a couple things I wanted to talk to y'all about real quick was the Andrew Dawson case. A lot of people are saying that it's not true, and that there's a channel out there that's got 1 million subs or something like that, and he's saying like that he didn't find anything, it was a hoax, he didn't die, everything like that. And that the obituary that was posted that everybody had seen, yes, the why. Well, it's not even really debunked because he did die. He said that there was no funeral because he couldn't find proof of a funeral. Well, his name was Andrew Ryan Watchhorn Dawson. And shit, I don't know if you guys can see my phone, but I will put the link to this. It's in dignitymemorial.com, and it was at Sutton's Campbell River Funeral Home is where his funeral was. It's kind of hard to have a funeral for someone who didn't die. But are there Dogman, Bigfoot in Delaware? Yeah, I was just in Delaware when I went to the Real Conjuring House. And as we were on the property of the house, it sits up, there's a hill up here, and the Conjuring House sits kind of right here. The guy up above had seen a huge Sasquatch in Delaware. Also, they had seen something like a crawler as well out there. So that was pretty cool because I just went there for a ghost hunt and ended up talking to the neighbor that lived across the street. You've had many encounters on the Delaware? Yes, I actually, and I'm not Delaware. Yes, there are Bigfoot, and I'm at Rhode Island. Yes, I had my daughter and I had caught some stuff in the basement um, of the Conjuring House with an SLS camera. The Bridgewater Triangle. That's right in Vermont, isn't it? I believe that's right, probably 45 minutes from me. Bridgewater Triangle. Water Triangle. Massachusetts. Okay. Is that the Bridgewater Triangle? That's there's a swamp out there. Isn't there a shoot, I forget the name of the swamp, but there's some kind of swamp out there where there's been a bunch of sightings of Bigfoot and Dogman. Crawlers, yeah, crawlers are crazy. I don't really care too much for those things. I don't know what they are. I don't know if any of you guys caught the interview I did with Laura Eisenhower, President Eisenhower's granddaughter. She talks a lot about dumbs And obviously her great granddaughter, or his great granddaughter, wait, President Eisenhower warned us of the military industrial complex. And I asked her straight across the board, I was like, hey, I'm like, do you think that these crawler creatures that people are seeing are some sort of, yes, that's the swamp, the Hockomock swamp, yeah. So I asked her, do you think these crawlers are created in DUMBs, using extraterrestrial DNA? Because they resemble a extraterrestrial, but they just don't have the bulbous head. Their color is very similar, and a bunch of other similarities. Usually, I don't believe they have 5 fingers like humans, Bigfoot, Dogman. Eisenhower did it like Biden? I don't really think so. If you want to talk privately, just email me. I don't know about ideas though. My channel's been going pretty well the way it is, and I like to keep it how it is, just open to the public. But if you've got an idea, send it to me. So, Virginia land management. I'm guessing that you're in Virginia. You getting a lot of? Are you getting a lot of? No one's talking politics. I commented about someone's comment. I think I can do that because it's my channel. But anyway, make a map for the channel. Yeah, that's something to do. I'd probably have to drop a second video, so I'd only do like one video a day. But because it takes a lot to do uploads. So, anybody got any ideas about crawlers? Where they may come from? My girlfriend is a crawler. The Nephilim could be. Portals, that's a good one. Yeah, definitely not anything good. My cousin's 9 miles because my cousin. Yeah, I do. That's what I'm thinking. The underground, like they came from DUMBs. The Rake is a creepypasta written by Tobias Wade based on crawler sightings. So, I guess. Aren't they wounded zombies? I think I myself, just judging on everything that I've read on Dulce and shared on the channel, that they were created by things in Nightmare Hall. But that's my own personal theory. I mean, we're all entitled to our own theories. Gatekeepers of portals, that could be true too. I mean, we really don't know. Maybe they were created and have been used to control portals. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. That's why I was thinking. Well, in Dulce, they had mixed DNA. They were creating chimeras in there. It was called Nightmare Hall. I've done a million, not a million. I probably did about 50 videos talking about the creatures that were found. I've looked for a lot more information, but yeah, and I'll get to it very soon. I get 60 emails every day from people, so it takes me time to get through them. What phrase based on a true event? I really will get to it though, MS, I promise. Anyone who sends me an email, I go through my emails and I click starred and save it. Thanks for the John Deere cap. I'm excited to be live. I wanted to go live today just because that the one Scott Carpenter called a hoax had a crazy, yeah. I Scott Carpenter. I'm not even gonna go in there. You guys got me last time when you were talking about NADP, and I hate drama, so I'm gonna stay right away from that. Um, I wanted to go live for a while now, and I did it last week. I've only done it twice. This is the second time. It's been real fun because I get to just shoot the breeze with you guys. How come we have 69 people and only 17 likes? What's the deal? That's crazy. Thanks, guys. 71 people and 17 likes. I probably will do more lives. Do you guys, here's something that I want you to think about. I had narrated, I was actually thinking about this topic earlier today by myself. I was just driving around and I had was thinking about this one encounter that I narrated. And it was about a guy that was in a hunting cabin and he had opened, it was nighttime, and he had opened the door and saw a huge quadruped dog canine. It had stood up and then he had slammed the door, right? He barricades himself into the cabin and he goes to the back part of the cabin where he thinks he's safe. Well, I had something similar. I'll tell the story in a few minutes about the bluish creatures. Hang on one second. So anyway, he goes to the back of the cabin, right? The back of the cabin is 12 feet off the ground. It's on stilts, kind of in the woods. And he looks out the window, and the red eye shine is literally level with his eyes. He's face to face with this creature. And he looks down at it. He looks in the window and looks down, and it's not standing. It's hovering off the ground. At that point, I was like, well, that technically would make it not a spirit, but then a demon, I'd think. And thanks, Mike. But anyway, no, it's an LL Bean baseball cap. I love Maine, and I have family that lives in Maine, and I don't know. I like LL Bean. Shit. Where am I now? Oh, so anyway, at that point, I was thinking about this creature, this dogman like creature would more or less be of a demon like, or, and I don't like using the word spirit, but that's the only way you can put it. It's physical, but it's not physical. And then you have what I saw in 94. You could hear these things running through the woods. So at that, I'm thinking they are physical. And then there's other encounters where they just are gone. They just appear and vanish. So how many people think that dogmen are physical? There's a physical dogman, and there is kind of a spiritual like dogman. Yeah, I I really think because there's two. If you think about it, right? If you think about all the encounters that people have shared on my channel and other channels, there are so many different types. So it's just too hard to classify. You really can't put them into one category. Bigfoots, I think, are not the same. I think Bigfoots are using portals. Why does nobody talk about hunting them? What do you want to know about talking about hunting them? I have my own opinions. Um, I don't really want to go there because people like freak out, but these things are monsters. They're not friends. I don't think that you should randomly go out and just start blasting them. But if one shows up in your backyard where your kids play or your animals play, I mean, make sure you're a good shot. Yeah, I've only heard of a couple experiences that were semi good, but none with Dogman. Bigfoot, yeah, but none with Dogman. There are people that go out and hunt for proof of them. What are skinwalkers? The ones that what? They wouldn't be a skinwalker because a skinwalker is a Navajo shaman, the Ye Natalushi. So that term gets thrown around so easily because I've read it in Hollywood and creepy pastas like the Wendigo. A skinwalker? No, a Wendigo does. A Wendigo's lore is Mohawk lore, which I have family that live in Hogansburg on the reservation. And a Wendigo is evil entity of the woods of loneliness and hunger. And when you consume human flesh, usually your family member, and it doesn't have deer antlers. It doesn't have that's TV and Hollywood. Skinwalker, they use the skin of other animals. This is what I've heard. I'm not saying I'm an expert on anything. And they cloak themselves in the skin, practice black magic, and go out, and they were used. The Navajo, if you really look it up, Navajo, Native American Navajo, whatever, the Navajo used skinwalkers as during the Ute Wars when they were fighting the Ute to wipe them out. And they really did. They wiped a huge amount of Ute out. They would crawl on their houses or on their longhouses or their dome. I forget what their dome is, and poison them. They almost like a special force team, kind of. That's what I got out of when I read it, but it was just something cool when I read it. Yeah, there are usually more than one Dogman. There was at least 6 of them things in the woods when me and my friends were there. Hang on a second. Oh. This is a pretty cool book. I just picked this up, Iroquois Supernatural. I was going to share this on my channel, but I think I'll just share a quick thing here because I was just scanning through it. Dogmen run through the winter months too. I don't think they have we should capture a Dogman alive. That's the only way you're going to prove it. But I mean, how are you really going to do that? I had a guy that was in a 3-letter agency on my channel for almost a year and a half. I don't really know what that Monster 911. Yeah, he kind of, Lance Hightower reminds me kind of like that moneymaker guy. Hang on a second. Give me one. Spiritual. There was this really crazy thing about Dogman in here, and this is Iroquois. I'll have to find it and share it on the channel tomorrow or whatever, but I don't want to waste too much time. The Hill of Dead Witches. Is anyone from Georgia? Is anyone from Georgia here tonight? The 2 guys hunting in Arizona witness. Yeah, that was Brad. If anyone's from Georgia, Alabama, yes. Does that yes mean you're from Georgia? There's a book. Yeah, upstate New York is active with Dogman. Cayuga County is not upstate New York. Cayuga County is western New York. I live in the Adirondacks, and that's upstate New York. Cayuga County is out west. There's this book. It's called The Early History of Jackson County, Georgia. The writings of late G.J.N. Wilson, embracing some of the early history of Jackson County, the first settlers, 1784, formation and boundaries to present time, records of the Tennessee colony struggles. All right. It sounds like it's a history book, right? But check this out. This is old writings from this community, and they talk about this creature. They talk about a Dogman in a historic book. The Howl of the Savage. Is that it? Yes. Okay. While the wolves, panthers, and bears gave the first white settlers of this part of the country much trouble, still another animal whose existence has often been disputed inspired those who professed to have seen him with more fear than all others combined. It was the wog, not woog as sometimes called by many people who first lived at the first several miles of Old Jug Tavern in the first settlement of 1809, claimed to have seen him by their houses. As a character of the people who first lived there will be shown as this narrative progresses, the reader will be at as much loss to know how he can afford to dispute their word. Anyway, the wog. This is what these people were seeing in Georgia in 1800s when they were first settling this community. Actually, you could mega DJ. You could go out in the woods with a 9. Look up Fort Scott munitions, 10 millimeter. Why don't you look up Fort Scott munitions, TUI, 9 millimeter? It's killed a bear 1 shot. It's killed a boar with 1 shot. 10 millimeter is kind of like a bandwagon round, I think. And you know what happens if the world goes to crap and you've got to like really look for rounds and you're not going to find 10 millimeter as quickly as 9. I'm a fan of 9. I don't know. But TUI, everyone, if you're going in the woods, even if you got 10 millimeter or any round, 40, 45, go and look at Fort Scott Munitions, TUI. They shot a bear with a 9 millimeter long rifle. They shot a boar with a 9 millimeter rifle, and they dumped it. They also did a mag dump with a pistol on 2A body armor, and it penetrated it. Check it out. And honestly, it's really cool. But anyway, hang on. This is what people were seeing in this community in the 1800s in Georgia. The wog was said to be jet black, long-haired animal about the size of a small horse, but his legs were much shorter, the front ones being some 12 inches longer than the hind. This gave him something of appearance of a huge dog sitting on its tail, and when walking, it seemed to require him to carry forward to one side. His tail was very large, all the way of the same size, and at the end of it was white hair at least 8 inches. Whether sitting, standing, or walking, this curious appendage, they're talking about its tail because it was huge, at least 25, wait. But the most distinguished feature of this horrid creature was its great red eyes and very repulsive. So, shit. So in this book, this is not a cryptid book. This book is a historic book. In this book, they were literally talking about a dogman from the 1800s. And I just randomly found this book and was blown away when I started reading it, because I was like, wait a second, what is this? And any research books to pick up? The creepypasta books, because The Rake is a creepypasta. The name was written by Tobias Wade. He wrote stories based on the crawler. There is no historic claim of the Rake. There are creepypastas like the Mariner Tale. That's a creepypasta. You can use the term rake, but it's more or less used in the creepypasta community. Oh man, I'm sorry about your fiance, bro. God, my heart goes out to you. Wow, James, I'm so sorry. Jeez, I'm crow. I wish you had emailed me or something so I could have known, brother. That's a hard thing to go through by yourself. I hope you had family with you. Yeah, it's no joke. I had a buddy of mine who I had seen. I randomly saw him going through Walmart, and he was about my age. And then I saw him going into a restaurant. I was going to pick up food, and a week later he passed away. It's no joke, man. I'm glad that you're here, and I'm glad that you're doing better. I hope you're doing better. Thanks, Lee. So, do you guys like the historic stuff on Dogman, Bigfoot, feral people? Is that anything that you guys are into? Because last year I started to do a whole bunch of historic Dogman, historic Wildman newspaper articles that I had found, and I was doing them at night, and it seemed like a lot of people weren't tuning into them. Is that anything that I should start doing again? Do you guys think you'd like that? Because all I was doing was I was reading like the newspaper article. Hang on one second. Let me grab it real quick and show you what I'm talking about. Hang on a second, guys. Where the hell is it? I have so much stuff, man. Is this it? Yep, this is it right here. Oh, Jesus. I'm really going to regret doing that. Okay. So it was, I went through the internet one day and I found all of old newspaper articles and I printed them up. And I started to read them at night for you guys. I'll start doing it again if you guys really like it. If not, I don't know. Yeah, there's not a lot of Dogman historically. And it'd be way too hard to go through about 3,000 newspaper articles just to do Dogman. That's why I changed the channel's name to Dogman and Paranormal Research, because the Dogman is really awesome and interesting, but there's so much more that is mind blowing. Appalachia is friggin' crazy. I don't know what it's about. What about the Appalachia community, but it really gets me. It intrigues me. I think a lot of it is the people down there. Um, the people in Appalachia are like some of the nicest people I've ever met. I have talked to so many people and they've seen so many things. Um, and I think, like in Virginia last year, when I was covering all those cases in Virginia, I really think the government just didn't care about what was going on in Virginia because of the stigma of the people from the South in the Appalachia area. You know, they think of them as, you know, poor miners, very low educated, and stuff like that. But people from that area are so friggin' kind hearted, and I will be doing them periodically. I'll probably do them at night, maybe like alternating. Hey, Josh, how are you? Thank you. You know, I had a friend that used to call me Jeffro when I was younger. There's a lot of Dogman encounters in Maine. I've got a whole folder of Dogman encounters in Maine. I don't know anything about NADP, nor do I really have any interest in anything they do. They were a big part of Kirk Stokes getting out of the community. So I know Jody Cook. That's about the only thing I know about that community. Bladen Forest area. Is that like Bladen Borough? Where's Bladen? Down in NYC. The Rotten Apple. All throughout Maine. Are you from Maine, Nicole? I have family in Maine. Well, my family, my parents and aunt and everything have houses in Maine. I've actually contemplated moving there from upstate New York because upstate New York is the worst. New York State is the worst place to live. It's terrible. Yeah, the creaking and groaning noises that were heard all over. I heard that. I actually remember having, yeah, Bangor. Banger. Funny story. My aunt she was in school in Orono. She went to college with Stephen King, and both were poor. And they worked the kitchen line together. Stephen King worked at one end, and my aunt lived at the other end, Westchester County. Dude, it's crazy. Like I've met so many people like from New York. I didn't think there'd be that many people on here from New York. Jeff, I would like to hear a multitude of Dogman, Harry Alien. Yeah, I do it every day. That's what I do. I try to put 2 videos out a day about that stuff. Pet Cemetery. My aunt's car is in Pet Cemetery. She had an old Citation, and actually, a lot of Pet Cemetery, the cemetery, was filmed in Mount Desert Island, where my family has. My mom and dad have a house there, and my aunt has a house there. Oklahoma. Remember that kid? There was a case in Oklahoma that how you doing? There was this crazy case in Oklahoma that and I'll never forget it because of all the other strange animal attacks that I've covered. A little boy, he had, and it's not the Corey Godsey case. This was in Oklahoma. He was a little boy. God, kid was probably like 5 or 6, and his parents had like they thought he was gone, and the dad goes out in the backyard to look for him. He's not in the backyard. They call the police, and the police come, and they look around. They end up finding the little boy in the backyard where the dad had been, and they blamed it on this corgi. Maybe it was a corgi. It was some like little dog that my cat could beat up, but there was no way possible that this little dog killed this little boy, and they just tried to blame it on this little dog. I'll never forget that case because it was so terrible. Thanks, T. Neil. One day I'll get to Australia myself. Any updates on the hair? Yes, I on that last live stream, it was my friend Lauren, well, my friend Andrew and his friend Lauren, who is the DNA panel. She was the one that read it. Paki Corcata, which I talked about last time, and I have no idea how a creature that is supposedly extinct was in Colorado. I've got to sit down and write the information to share with you guys, because it makes no sense. But people are seeing dire wolves. Yeah, I covered it before that guy. I would never do anything with that person. I'm sorry. They copied my channel a lot, and I'm not a big fan. Kentucky's a beautiful state. Encounters Dogman running in rows of 3. Probably San Diego. Yeah. People don't realize, like, every state except Hawaii has had Dogman encounters. Black Diamond. Where is Black Diamond? Pend Orville. Is that California? Probably not. I'm probably going to be wrong, but Black Diamond, Colorado. Washington. Okay. Yeah, I think Washington has a lot of exactly just volcanoes. I think Washington has a lot of creatures hiding there because they like hide in like the lava tubes and stuff like that. I don't really know if Hawaii has any cryptids. I've really never, I mean, maybe mermen. I'm not really sure. I've had Roy on my channel. Roy's a good friend of mine. I'd love to have you on to share your Bigfoot encounters. What's up, Redline? Yeah, water cryptids. There was a person on my show that talked about a water cryptid. It was bipedal. It was like 6 feet tall, and it had razor kind of like arms. Yeah, that is if there are portals in Hawaii. Who knows though? I don't know why people really don't talk about Nessie too much. You know what's crazy is we have Lake Champlain. Lake Champlain's like 30 minutes from my house, and we have Champ. And I'd love to do a show on Champ. Um, but I don't think people would like to hear it that much. I mean, I would do the show if I knew people were going to enjoy it. But, and really quick, when I said I love all channels, I have no issues with anybody. I don't have any issues with any channels. I was just busting ass on that one. I think everybody has a valid information to offer this community. So if I offended anybody, I apologize. I don't just sometimes things irk me a little bit, and I don't know. The Kentucky Goblins, yeah. Yes, I was reading about the laws in state parks and national parks, I believe. Wow. Yeah, I don't know what the hell that thing is, that black thing that was on the bottom of the goat. That was messed up. Upstate New York is buzzing with activity. I will. I'll do a video about Champ. I'd love to just because I have to drive by Lake Champlain when I go up to where Tom Mezek disappeared. And I would love to just stop there and just film for a couple of hours. Very true. I agree with you, Rita. Sometimes the ego is too much, or sometimes just things happen that, there's a lot of, I guess, copying, but that's flattery in Japan, right? Yeah, I will be talking to Ed again. Ed sends me pictures all the time. I gotta sit down and get with him. I literally have this book right here. I'm not gonna flip it because I don't want to show you guys phone numbers, but this book right here is all from emails. This is like my interview book, and I have to start getting I get so busy sometimes that it's like I don't have time to call but I really need to just sit down and pace myself and just really put out more interviews. But it's hard to put out interviews because you know 1 hour or 2 hour interview literally takes like 5 hours to do, because when you talk to the person, they want to like obviously be comfortable with you, and then that's about an hour and a half. um and hey Tasma, and So an interview, literally an hour and a half interview, is like a 5-hour task. And it just is really hard to do because, and especially for me, because I just want to shoot the breeze with everybody. I've never heard about little people in Hawaii. I've heard about things on Shasta, though. There's a military base supposedly under Shasta. I heard a Dogman encounter on Mount Shasta, a couple of them. Yeah, it's really crappy about hoaxes with these videos. TikTok is really, it's really giving, it gives like people who have videos to share a place to share them. But then, like, there are so many fake videos coming out of TikTok too that people don't know what to believe. That Dogman pup, you could clearly see that was a little kid. And it was just, I don't even know. The one video that I can't debunk, and here's how I'm looking at videos, guys. When you see a video, all right, watch the video. Don't watch it just once. Watch it a couple times. Slow it down. Check it out. And then break it down. Be like a paranormal investigator, a good paranormal investigator. Don't just walk in and be like, this place is haunted because the owner said so. Walk into that video, watch that video like a skeptic. Try to break it down. Try to find what is out of the norm of that video. The one video that I can't debunk is the trail cam of the coyote, where the coyote is sitting here. He's facing the trail cam. He must see something at that trail cam. I think he spots the light or something. But then these eyes behind the coyote, right? They like glow. You can see them. And the coyote turns and looks at the eyes. So that's a hard one. I can't not debunk that one. It's just, and then the family on TikTok that one's hard because they're not even into cryptids. They're into hunting. Hey Chris, how are you? Mothman's sick. I love the Mothman. Any wolves in southeastern Ohio? I don't know, Dogman, but I don't know about wolves, white fangs. Are cryptid reported from Appalachia? Yeah, they are. Shaggy white hair. They were huge eyes, so I do think it was a Dogman. More real to me, Dogman or werewolf? Well, on my channel, I don't think werewolves. I have my own kind of view of werewolves, Bigfoot, Dogman. I think I put them in 3 different categories. I label Bigfoot as Bigfoot. Everyone knows what Bigfoot is. Dogman, I view as its hawked legs. It's got a long snout. It's like your atypical Dogman tail. And werewolves are more or less like Bigfoot, no tail, muzzle. What people refer to as the Gugwi, which is a Micmac term for a Bigfoot with a muzzle. Utica, hell yeah. There's a wicked good Italian bakery in Utica that has some of the best cannolis. MS, I've shared some of those experiences. It's hard for me to believe that werewolves and Dogman are two different entities. Well, why? I mean, really, a werewolf has no tail and doesn't have hawked legs and looks more like a Bigfoot. And we refer to Dogman as Dogman because it has a muzzle and a tail. But how do we really know what they are? No, Luke never had his kid stolen. I don't believe Dogman has different types. That's like saying people are different because you're a different color, you have different eyes, right? Just by watching, Lee. I mean, if people, here's something like people like label, there's the Dogman type A variant, type V variant, type this, type 3 that was created by a person who never saw a Dogman. Okay. Like, how do you create a variant chart when you've never seen a Dogman? But that'd be like creating a variant chart of people, you know? Oh, you have blue eyes, so you're obviously a type 3 um, variant B human being. Oh, you're a little darker skinned than this person, so you're this. You know, I think that they're all dogmen except the Rougarou, which is kind of like a um, I think the Rougarou is like a retarded cousin of the Dogman. The Dogman conference this year. No, I'm not going to the Dogman conference this year. Nope. I don't participate in that stuff. I'm really like I'm not like I werewolves pertain to human transforming. In Hollywood, yeah. No, I don't like going to conferences because I think it's more or less for show. You know, it's like look at me, look what I know. I mean, I don't know shit, you know. I'm not saying I'm an expert. I've been researching this stuff for 28 years and I learned more stuff from you guys. Exactly, it is a theory. You know, like I learn more stuff from you guys on a daily basis and I have the humility at least to say, "Hey, I don't really know jack anything about anything. I'm constantly learning." That's why I do this show, honestly, because I want to learn more. No, I don't believe Dogman. I don't believe in the whole transformation thing, honestly. That's my own opinion, though. You know what I mean? What I saw in 1994 was not a human being transformed. That's the one thing I know for sure. I know what I saw, and that was not a transformed human being. And I don't, it'd be kind of weird. I mean, if a human being were to transform into a dog man or a werewolf, they'd be completely fucked up after. You know what I mean? Like their whole like arms would just it would be unnatural and yeah, supernatural. But I don't really I don't grasp I don't grasp it. I don't really agree with it. Yeah, to me it's Hollywood. Skinwalker shamans. We talked about skinwalkers about what half hour ago. Yeah, I believe in skinwalkers, and I believe they can change shape and form because of black magic. David Banner, yes. Transformation is part of a werewolf's life. In comic books in Hollywood, I think. I mean, I don't know though. That's just my thing. And for you, that's you. Yeah, the Marvel Universe, Werewolf by Night. I'm not hating on anybody. John W. Lost Sock. You had a skinwalker encounter in 2009. Where was your skinwalker encounter? And where's your other sock? I bet it's in the washing machine because that's where they all end up. They end up hidden in the washing machine. I'd buy that. I'm in near Sedona, Arizona. I do buy that one then. If you were going to say Georgia, I'd be like, but you know what, Lost Sock? Please email me so I'd love, if you don't mind, I would honestly, if you could write it out for me or text it or whatever, I'd love to hear it, please. And I'd love to narrate it on my channel. I don't think there's not a lot of skinwalker experiences. Anybody watch the hell's that guy? Zach Baggins. Does anybody remember how do I contact you? My email is in the description of the regular videos, not the live feed. But if you look and spell my last name, NAD, here, Lost Sock. I'm gonna type it out for you really quick. And then we'll get back to what I was gonna say about Zach Baggins. All right, that's my email, Lost Sock. Okay, so does anybody's yes, Zach Baggins. All right, so has anyone seen the episode where Baggins and his crew of merry men go out and they hook up with some Navajo, and there's encounters in Germany. I have some too. I got a worldwide folder too. Anyway, I gotta stop for a second. Stop looking at the comments for a second. So Zach Baggins hooks up with some Navajo, and I think they eat some peyote or mescaline. I don't know. I was thinking it was peyote. I know they're both the same thing, but I don't remember exactly what. And they ended up going into the cave. That was the craziest ghost hunter or ghost adventures episode I ever saw. Like, I was on the edge of my seat for that because, like, it wasn't in a house and there was just a whole bunch of messed up things happening. And I really think that the that part of the skinwalker lore and land is got so much power, just yes, I actually have a thesis that was written by Ojibways talking about the bear walker. I will bring Steph back on shortly. I have not heard. You've never heard of a dogman killing a person? Do I think Dogman migrate? I don't know. Me and Dark Waters have conversations about that a lot. He's a huge believer in the migration. I think they're nomadic. I don't think they migrate. I think they're more nomadic than anything. And there was a farmer who was killed by dogmen. Christ, let me think where it happened. And if I just offended anybody by saying that, I apologize. Um, I don't remember the state, but there was a farmer and his animals were getting attacked, and his wife and kids left the house. He stayed in the barn all night to protect his cattle, and the next day they found his body torn apart and cattle were dead. And I have the episode. I did the episode a while ago. I don't remember the state, but I will look for it. But there's been humans killed by dogmen. Yeah, exactly. Amber Miller and Tony Aarons. Where did you see this? I did it on my show, Jimmy. Also, Amber Miller and Tony Aarons. Then if you want to see them, do your research and look for them yourself. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, man. You can look up Amber Miller and Tony Aarons. There's enough research for you right there. There's no explanation about Amber Miller, Tony Aarons, Christopher Whiteley, Corey Godsey, Brenda Hamilton, Crow, the woman in Colorado that was supposedly killed by a bear, yet her dogs lived and there was bear cubs. There's a lot more. I could keep going. Giant Slayer. I said the farmer. You remember that story, Giant Slayer? I agree. They move. They are nomadic. I mean, being a nomadic creature, I guess you could say they migrate, but do they migrate like geese? I don't think so. Dale Little, I did 3 uploads today, and I'm doing a live stream. I don't think they hibernate. Dogman. Yeah, I bet you're right, Carjack or Cad. How the hell Cadjark? How the Cadrak? They probably do. They probably run in a V pattern when they're migrating. Kdrak. All right, thank you. I will check that Ghost Adventures out. Dark Water says they do follow herds when they migrate. But I don't know. I think they're more nomadic. Traveling where herds go would be nomadic. Migrations would be going to a single place every year. You know, Migrating deer from Mexico. Yeah, me and Dark Waters were talking about that in an interview that we did. And they actually supposedly moved the herds with them. I bet you that dogmen do eat fish. That's actually, I mean, that's a pretty good idea. I would not doubt that at all. Welcome to the channel, UFO Ho 420. Sasquatch like trash. Yeah, exactly. We were talking about that earlier about being interdimensional and physical. I really think there are two kind of standards, some like a spiritual essence. We were like right in the very beginning of the upload of the live stream. You know what's crazy though is like we learn or we hear theories and we hear these encounters, right? And we form a theory in our head, and then we hear something that really doesn't mesh with it, so we change it. It's like the puzzle pieces are changing constantly. Pieces can't change if you don't have an open mind. That's true. You've got to have a complete. I mean, this is a science based on theory and ideas that you get from first and second hand experiences and encounters. People do read the Bible, Jim. Just because you have your theory, you have literally stuffed your opinion of the Bible and them being demons down this whole live stream. It's your theory, and it's a valid theory. No one can take it from you, but you know, holy cow. Yes, I did the interview with Shy from Florida. Dark Waters hooked me up with the guy. Super nice person. It's crazy that people can deny that live stream, the Facebook live stream. You know, people are like, that video was fake, but it was really a live stream. How do you deny a live stream? How did I feel when I was looking at the Dogman? Really quick though. Ben Skahoff, I agree with what you just said right there, and then I'm going to answer or I'm going to answer how I felt about the Bible. Or oh my God, this guy's got me talking about. All right, Jim, settle down with the Bible, brother. It's a beautiful book. It was written by men many times over, and things can get discombobulated. But we all know there's a God. How did I feel when I saw the Dogman? When I was standing at the end of the car, I was confused. I was confused at the eyes. I was confused at the height difference. And then when we got to the end of the road and we were turning, and I'll never forget it because it was just so unreal. A sense of confusion, and there was no fear because I was in a car, but confusion because I couldn't understand how it got from point A to point B faster than we did. And I couldn't understand how it got from point A to point B um, so quickly, but it was unreal. And how it looked, okay, it looked like it was very strong. Um, it did not look like the typical Hollywood version of a dogman or werewolf or whatever. Uh, it was tall. I was in a car, so I'm gonna say it was at least 7 feet tall. It probably weighed somewhere between 250 to 350 pounds. It wasn't this hulking, like, Arnold Schwarzenegger dog. It was very just strange looking. Um, its legs were the weirdest thing. That's what I remember the most about it. I remember seeing its muzzle. It didn't have the long muzzle, it had kind of a shorter muzzle. But its legs were the strangest thing because the legs were not skinny, but they didn't fit the body proportionately. And that's what weirded me out because how it ran from the woods, through the undergrowth, through the brambles, the logs and stuff. Um, it made no sense at all. So I don't know. All right. Autistic mem. I agree. I hated to do it, but I did. My neck is a lot better. Um, that was a crappy accident. Salty rant. Holy shit. Thank you, man. I have not seen you for a long time. I hope you're doing well. Yes, Camby, I did it. I've heard that story, Paul. Not in Iraq. I heard the Dogman. There was a guy. No, they have not had any more sightings. Really quick though, I want to think. What am I buying on you? All right, so I heard this story about Dogman. This kid was in America. Um, Thanks, Salty. I never ever forget your avatar thing because of Kermit the Frog. BN Sekhoff. I agree with you totally. Okay, so anyway, back to everything. The Dogman story that I heard where they actually had armor and stuff, there was this kid and he heard or he'd seen some dog, I don't know how, but he ended up following this Dogman into a cave and it had like jewelry on. It had like a spear and stuff. And I actually, the first time I heard the story, I was like, huh, that's a little weird. It felt like kind of far fetched. But then to think about it, like, how can it be far fetched? We're talking any story or any experience with a dog man. Like, that's one thing I don't understand is people when they're like, someone tells you their experience and they're like, no, that didn't happen. That doesn't match up. But yet, how are we going to call someone crazy and someone whacked out when we're talking about a 7 to 8 foot bipedal dog? You know, um, it just makes no sense. The creature that I saw, RH, really quick, the creature that I saw, here's the best explanation of what it looked like. It did look like Anubis with a shorter. Thank you, Mafe Martinez. Thank you very much. It had like a shorter muzzle. Jeff, you have a pic you use of a dogman peeking over something like a tree. That's a screenshot of a video. No, I didn't think I was gonna die. I was in a car and I was confused. The people that I was with thought they were gonna die, um, because we were young, and it was freaky. We were on a cul-de-sac that was, just empty. It was, I don't know. Uh-oh, we gotta stop. Thomas Jackson says stop to somebody. FFS. We got a theology major here. Thomas Jackson. Yes, I really hope people do stop with the Bible study. Not that I don't appreciate the Bible. I mean, but time and place. It's like politics. You can't talk about it. Loggers hate ridicule, no cryptid talk. Actually, one of my first interviews that I ever did was a logger from upstate New York. He was in Malone. My friend remembers all the boys running out of their room screaming werewolf. Inquisitive. Excuse me. Inquisitive Southern woman. Her encounter is absolutely crazy. I've got to share it again on the channel because it really is a really scary, intense encounter. Jeff, do you think that someone's heritage makes them more sensitive to paranormal or cryptids? Not sure. I mean, maybe. I don't think it's heritage. I think it's like open-mindedness. But here's something that's crazy, okay? And I've been thinking about this a lot. And I'm probably thanks. Hi, my name is. I really appreciate it. Just really quick, I want everyone to hear this. So please listen because I really think that I'm onto something here. I've talked to a lot of people, and to me, the people that I've talked to in certain areas have had kind of like addiction issues or kind of like a mental illness or whatever. And I think the Dogman and these cryptids are drawn to that kind of aura or whatever. I guess I'm not sure. I know that I've talked to a lot of people that have had problems with addiction and have had encounters, you know. That really freaks me out because I mean I'm sober for 7 years, all right, and it was the hardest seven, not the hardest 7 years, but the greatest 7 years of my life, but it was the hardest time to achieve that 7 years. And I don't know if it was because I had the addictive personality. Thank you. That I saw something, but I honestly started to really, I guess, think about because I kept hearing about so many people having an addiction, and then they saw something as they got sober. And I obviously wasn't, I wasn't even using at that time, but thanks. I appreciate that. Um, but yeah, I think mental health and addiction is congratulations, Kevin. See, it's you haven't noticed this issue. I have though, because I'm talking to the people. So when I'm talking to people, they're not going to say on the air that they've had an addiction issue, and they're not going to write in their encounter that they've had an addiction issue. Um, it's something that people don't share. So that's a good one. I think parents should be more accepting of a child's perception of what people see. My daughter's sensitive. I'm not. Holy shit. Thank you, Mr. Shackleneck. Holy. I thank you so much. Did you type an extra zero, brother? Holy. Thank you. I'm not sensitive. My youngest daughter is very sensitive. When we were at the Conjuring house, she kept hearing some crazy stuff and she kept seeing some stuff. We were upstairs and she looked in the back room, um, and she saw a girl. I didn't see her. Um, I could see the fear on my daughter's face, and it was really freaky. One day, my youngest daughter, who I went to the Conjuring house with, we were at my ex-wife's old house, and my eldest daughter was gone. And we looked down the hallway, and we both saw my oldest daughter, Abby, the one that had the encounter with Dogman. And recuperation. Thanks, brother. Um, and my youngest daughter and myself both saw my oldest daughter in her room, but she wasn't in her room. She was gone. She was not there. And we talk about that all the time. Um, just a very crazy experience. You know, speaking of children and stuff, my parents didn't believe. I had a lot of paranormal experiences when I was young. Some really crazy stuff, and especially down at my cousin's farm. I brought you guys down there in a video. I don't know if you guys were with. A lot of people are new, but I brought a lot of you guys with me to the farm where I had a Ouija board experience with my cousin. Yeah, you remember Daniel? My family, my mom and dad didn't believe me about anything like that happening. And now my dad is a huge believer in the paranormal and other stuff. He actually was reading a paranormal book that my one of the subscribers just sent me. Uh, Jimmy Pedinito, Mr. Haunted, and so it's weird. I think more parents need to believe their kids. I think as we get older, our brains kind of shut down. Maybe that's the thing with addiction and mental illness is our brains are still open and we aren't so close-minded, I don't know. Maybe I'm talking out my ass on it, but who knows? No worries, Chris. I love doing this because this is like, I love narrating and I love interviewing. And I especially love researching cases of people getting attacked. But sitting here with you guys, like I was only going to do an hour. And sitting here with you guys, I don't know about my dad, but I'll answer that in a second. Um, Sitting here with you guys and doing a live stream with you guys it's almost like we're all just fucking chilling out in one room, you know what I mean? We are. Um, but yeah, this is so cool. My dad, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Thank you, April and Mojo. I honestly don't know what has changed my dad's mind about it, but I know that like he's so corny. But I love him. He will be driving down the road. Like my dad's old now. He's 75, and I try to spend a lot of time with him now. But we'll be driving down the road, and people have those cutout like silhouettes of Bigfoot, and my dad's like, Bigfoot, Yeah, and he's not like making fun of me or anything. He's like legit into the paranormal and cryptids now. My dad actually, when he was in the Navy, he was guarding a um he was guarding a hangar, and him and another guy were uh outside, and they saw this like glowing light, and they opened the hangar and there was no one there. What Dogman case scared you the most till now? I don't think any have scared me. Um, I think that have probably stuck in my head the most. There's a lot of them. Um, the guy from Pennsylvania, the Delaware, Pennsylvania account, I think that one really sat with me because he uh, he had shot the dog man with campers and stuff, and he just wanted answers. I think a lot of weird accounts or encounters and experiences happen on military bases. I don't know if any of you guys remember. Um, I believe in portals. I don't know if any of you guys remember the Marine that I had here in an interview, and he was on base, and they kept seeing dogmen. And then after he was out of the Marine, still a Marine, because once you're a Marine for life. Um, he was shooting with one of his buddies, and he went to the back of the truck to change, and there was a dog man outside of the truck. And the PTSD of war and the PTSD of seeing a dog man just really messed the poor guy up. What's your thoughts on CERN? My thoughts on CERN, I don't think human beings, here, really quick, CERN in the whole, um, anything that they're involved in scares the living crap out of me. Um, the collider terrifies me. They're opening portals every day with that thing. And Stairs in the Woods is a creepy pasta. Renee, I'm not being a jerk. It really is a creepy pasta. Um, that that was actually on Corpse Husband did a part did a park ranger creepy pasta, and that's what started a lot of the park ranger stuff out and about. And people have never really heard that one because it was like 6 7 years ago. Um, what the hell was I talking about? Oh, CERN and the Hadron Collider. I think that CERN and anything that our government is doing, messing with atoms and molecules, scares me more than Dogman, more than Bigfoot, more than crawlers, because like they're underground smashing atoms and creating things that they shouldn't be doing. And what's scary is one day they could be messing with that crap, and we all just aren't here 1 second. What happens if they create a black hole? And we're just gone. Like, it's just nuts. Yeah, they do perform demonic rituals. Activity in the backwoods. Yes, I do. There's Nancy Zimmerman, Linda Zimmerman, Nancy Zimmerman, wrote a book about the Hudson River Valley, and there are like satanic cults in the woods, Dogman, Bigfoot, magnetite, and stuff like that. A lot of these strange areas that have D.A. Roberts. I'm I don't know who D.A. Roberts is. I've never heard them. Yes, Earth's core did stop and it started spinning in the other direction. Did any of you guys hear that? Good call, TW. That freaked me out because I was listening to a podcast the other day and they were talking about how the Earth's core will stop periodically, like every 300 to 400,000 years, and then the ice age happens. And dude, like, that's not good. I don't want to freeze. I'd rather burn up. Y'all heard about that, right? Enki didn't, but yeah, Enki, the Earth's core stopped for like a microsecond and spun the other way. Not an axis shift, not a shift. The core, the melting core stopped. Nothing shifted. It was a complete core change. You'd rather freeze? No way. I would rather just, I don't know. I'd rather not have anything like that happen. Fuck that. You go to sleep. I don't want to go to sleep. I haven't lived a full life yet. Earth's core sugar. What? There's no sugar coated truth there. Are you a flat earther, probably? Probably, Chrissy. No, I don't think it would change. I don't know, but it happened. Well, Crave Man, it's 100% true. National Geographic was talking about it. A bunch of other scientific. I don't know who D.A. Roberts is. No, I don't know. I don't even know who Dixie Cryptid is. I don't watch other cryptid channels, so. Would you be willing to send that picture to me from North Carolina so I could see it? Maybe it is creepy pasta. I don't know. I don't even know who the dude is. Awesome. Thank you so much, UGOG. I don't know. I'll respectfully disagree with you, Elizabeth, because I love you so much. Elizabeth is my girl. She has sent me so many amazing books in just little packages. Victor was writing a book before he disappeared. And I've heard that actually, Renee. I've heard that. T Neil, I can't do it. I can't listen to that channel. Sorry. Enki, I'm all right with you sending me emails. I'm all right with everybody sending me emails. I love Forrest. Forrest is the man. And yup, that's who I voted for. But we're not talking politics. We already talked about politics and it almost ruined the show for a while. What do you think about Admiral Byrd? I did a lot of uploads on Admiral Byrd. I think he's telling the truth. I'd like to get Laura Eisenhower back. I think I might. How long have we been doing this? Holy crap, we've been doing this live stream almost 2 hours. Job because many issues with coming to terms. What's real, I can tell. I've been told. But yeah, that's true, April. Very true. What do I think about Harp? I think Harp was using. Here's what I think about Harp. And for those of you that have been here for a while, I hate saying that, but like I've grown. I've never thought I was going to grow. I never thought this channel was going to grow. I thought like I would still do it if there's 100 people. I would still do this because it's like a passion. Um, when all the crap was going down in Virginia on the West Virginia border, um, there was a bunch of people that died, a bunch of people that disappeared, and then there was this freak flash flood, freak storm here, all in Tazewell, Virginia, and I believe that Harp was part of that, and because the government was in Tazewell later that day. Does anybody remember when that guy Richard Timothy Honecker was found in Virginia in the tunnel in the culvert, and I called Tazewell County Sheriff's Department, and Deputy Doolittle answered the phone, and I was talking about multiple bodies, and he said, "Yeah, there was two bodies," and then he like slipped and messed it up. He did give it up. Man, that was crazy. And then you know what the craziest part about it is like there was never anything in the news about that after. Like I've literally searched the news articles, just searched news articles for another body being found, but there wasn't. And I was just referring to the multiple bodies that were popping up in Tazewell and Buchanan. Um, I and then one day I called the Virginia State Police um, press secretary or whatever the hell they are, and I asked her about all the bodies that the disappearances and bodies that were found in Virginia and happening in Virginia. She had no idea what I was talking about, and I was just like, "Wait, you're the state police press secretary and you have no idea about how many bodies are being found in Tazewell?" And then a week later, and you can ask DJ about this, or those of you who remember, a week later, there was a massive state police search that went on in Tazewell. They posted it on Facebook. They went all out to like blow it up. Yes, there's a lot about the hair. I shared that on the last live stream. I'm not gonna talk about it more until I sit down and just get it out. I'm gonna do a upload about it. Um, Paki Corcata Corcata. I covered that story about the woman in Oklahoma actually the day it happened. I remember that. I pulled the map up and everything. This is my second live stream. I'm just trying to get the hang of it. I like doing it though because I get to meet you guys more. I get to communicate with you guys more. Yeah, like I really would love to be in the comment section more than I am, but I'm literally recording or researching or taking care of my daughter. And then when I do get in the comment section, I end up getting in like verbal altercations with people because there's some fucking idiots in there. Not all, not a lot, but sometimes there are. You know what I mean? You guys see them all the time. 700 million uninhabited acres. Um, they're not just near us; they're running all over the Americas. I don't think dogmen migrate. We talked a little bit about that earlier. Yeah, I'm back. I'm back 100% now. My headaches are gone. My neck is better. But I don't think they migrate. I think they're nomadic. But that's my theory. I'm not an expert, so it's just my theory. And guys, if anybody ever says they're an expert on dogmen, like that's how you know they're full of crap. There's no experts on dogmen or Bigfoot or anything really. Yeah, that the molting earth shifting is crazy. I I was talking about Andrew Dawson at the beginning of this upload, and there was that channel, I forget the channel's name, that says it's fake, but because he couldn't find out where the funeral happened, but it happened in I'll pull it up right here where Andrew Dawson's funeral was. Andrew Ryan Watchorn Dawson, November 4th, 1987 to July 1st. In care of Sutton Campbell River Funeral Home. You guys probably can't see it because the screen's too friggin' bright. Well, it wouldn't say how he died because he's almost been dead for a year. And actually, like, do all obituaries say how people died? No. Yeah, you can, April. I'd love to read it. Guys, you don't have to ask me if you want to send me anything or email me. You can. I have no qualms with. That's why I put my email in the thing. Do I have more vids of Dogman? I don't. The one I don't even know if any any videos that are on YouTube or wherever I are pretty much fake right now. I think, except Kirk Stokes. That one is. I have to say that one's real because Kirk is really he was a really good researcher. Holy Jesus, Larry! Thank you so much. That's incredible. Thank you. I can't even thank you enough. Like, wow, thank you. You really didn't have to do that. That you don't think you should release. Um, I release everything. I'm not afraid of talking about anything. Like, I poked the bear when it came to Tony Aarons and Amber Miller. I I don't I'm not afraid of the crap that's going on. April, do you mean Kirk Stokes? What haunted house am I going to go to next? I'm going to go to Lizzie Borden, and I'm going to go to a asylum out in um, Western New York pretty soon here. Yeah, Kirk is a good dude. Last live stream I shared with you guys some emails. If you go to my channel and you go to the main channel, the main page, and go to the live feed, wherever these live streams are held, um, scan through it and you can see. Yeah, I had been approached by an email that's unexplainable, but I won't stop doing this. Fuzzly you, I'm sorry for you. Yeah, I'm probably gonna stay on the live stream for we're 2 hours in. I'll probably stay on for about another 15 to 20 minutes because I've got to record tomorrow morning's upload, which is going to keep me up. It's 3 o'clock right now, so I'm probably not going to bed until like 5 this morning. Gimlin. Yep. Kirk Stokes is the real deal. I want to get him on, but he won't come on. What happened to Dogman Cams? What? Yes, I'm still working on Victor's book myself. Dogman Cams was Dark Waters' brainchild. Here, I'll tell you guys the story if you want to hear it. Unedited, unadulterated, whatever. Dogman Cams was Dark Waters' brainchild. His idea was to create this thing where and I was included. Lon Strickler was included. Myself, James, a couple other people. And what it was going to be was it was going to be myself, Lon, Dark Waters, John Bell, would all participate in sharing experiences on the show. And then the cameras would be a night feed. But what happened was people didn't realize that these were solar powered cameras and they needed to charge during the day, and people were watching them during the day. And then the channel kind of didn't go the way James planned because the main goal of dogmancams.com was to get the camera was like $5 a month, and that $5 a month was going to go into a pot where that money would go to 6 or 7 real investigators, like an anthropologist, an archaeologist, a zoologist, some just professional people, to go out in the woods. They wouldn't have to worry about their family because they'd have a paycheck. And so it wasn't just a couple of guys going out in the woods with a 12 pack or a case looking for a dog man in a hole in the ground and starting a fire and just sitting around the fire and talking BS and coming out of the woods and be like, yeah, we saw this. It was actually meant the back part of Dogman Camps had a lot of good idea to it. It didn't succeed because Dark Waters' idea wasn't followed the right way. And James eventually just said, screw it. I can't do this. It's not what I wanted. And that's how Dogman Camps bit the dust. And unfortunately, it wasn't Dark Waters' fault at all. It just, things didn't go the right way. The live shows are posted. You have to go. Okay, guys. I know he didn't hold back, but I'm not gonna go there, Elizabeth, because I don't like drama. All right. Dark Waters isn't in it for the money. He's really, he is a very heartfelt person, to be honest with you. He has a lot of amazing ideas, and he really does care about the community. Inquisitive Southern woman is having a conversation about wiener dogs. I don't think he believes in Dogman either. No, that cost is he's setting the price. If you look, that's not scalper setting. It can't be a scalper if the cost of the book is on the back of the book. He chooses what he charges for the book. I've done 3 audiobooks, so I know how that works. I know how the pricing of books work. This is to KB Bowers or K Bowers. I think Dogman can say consents trail cams. Sorry, I subscribed under another name. This isn't my account, so it's not subscribed to your channel. That's all right, Ken. Yeah, I can see that, Renee. I'm not a big fan myself, and I've got my own story that I can share, but I won't because I just don't want to do drama. Thanks, Kevin. I never thought I never thought this channel would go anywhere, and I never thought. And then I get an opportunity to do audiobooks, which was crazy. I don't know if they can smell cams. I think they can sense them. I think they can like the I don't know how electronics work, but there's got to be some kind of um there's got to be some kind of like magnetism that they can sense. You know what I mean? I had an experience that someone shared with me that there was a flying dog, man. Maybe they can smell the person that puts them there. Yeah. Very good catch, T. I wear a hex hunting suit that blocks. That hex hunting suit. I wonder if there's a way of putting that technology on a game cam where they couldn't detect it. I can't, Mr. Two. What lurks beneath is, but that other person that you mentioned is all creepy pasta. I'm doing well, Hector. How about yourself? Thank you, Mr. Two. Here's something I want to address really quick. Okay. Um, I've had a lot of new subs, right? And in the comment section, I've seen um, people say, "Hey, you've shared this experience before." Well, I'm gonna share experiences because that way the new subscribers can hear them. Um, there was one guy that was giving me a ton of crap because I would share an old encounter or an old interview. And RH, thank you. Welcome to the channel. Wait, I think there's been an RH with the channel for a while, right? But anyway, I think by sharing the encounters, everyone gets to hear them again. That way, because there's 2,000 videos on this channel. So how is somebody supposed to hear it? Like Inquisitive Southern Woman's her encounter. I want to share that again because I guarantee the majority of the people in this chat right here have not heard that, and it's a mind blower. Like she literally was stuck on a rural road with a dog man that had stopped a car. It's crazy. There was a car that was abandoned. She's coming up to it. The dog man's there. Where'd the person from the car go? It's unbelievable encounter. I'll have to share that with you guys again because it's really good. Hey Steven, how are you? Kadrak, what are you talking about? You heard Inquisitive Woman's story? Ken, that's funny. I have audiobooks. Beckons off. But I didn't write them. I was asked to narrate them. I want to write a book, but I want to write a book about all these strange animal attacks. Thanks, West Coast Dogman Project. Is Milwaukee parts of Milwaukee rural? I thought Milwaukee is like a city. Daniel. What I saw looked like Anubis, very similar to Anubis. But no, I've got, okay, Antonio, I have a folder full of, or not a folder, I have a filing cabinet full of state by state subscriber encounters. The only state I don't have is Hawaii. Goodbye, cruel world. Holy shit. I'm super excited that you caught me too. I've got an NADP state chapter page on Hawaii, but no Dogman reports yet. Kevin, I'd like to hear your experience if you don't mind. It's only been a week, no. I think I'm going to do a live stream every Saturday night. Aaron, my email address is in the description below a video. Aaron, I'm going to type in Aaron Seafy Attic. I'm going to put in my email here, but all my information is in the description below of every video. Hey, West Coast Dogman Project. No poaching encounters on my channel. All right, brother. Do your own work. Then you're like me, no back home, because I'm that same way, my friend. I don't think, honestly, here, really quick, guys. Would you ever do a book? I'm working on my own book, but I don't know how to go about it. I have a ton of stuff. I really don't want to be labeled like a sellout, though. So, all right, Aaron, thank you. Really quick, everyone. It's 3:18 in upstate New York. I've got to record tomorrow's upload. So that's going to take me a couple of hours to do. And I'm exhausted right now, but I need to call it a night. I want to thank you all for joining me on this live stream. I want to thank Larry. I want to thank Mr. Shackleneck and everyone else who donated money. I never expected it, so thank you so much. It's been an awesome evening with you guys. So, if anybody's got encounters and you'd like me to narrate them, my email address is in the upload, or is in the, wow, I am tired. My email is in the description below every video. If you want to come on the show and do an interview, anonymity is respected. I will not share your name. I will not share a location if you don't want. My word is as good as I am. Like my dad taught me as a little kid, you're only as good as your word. So if you say, Jeff, don't share my name, I won't share your name. Jeff, I don't feel comfortable sharing my location. I won't. But my email's in the description below. I'd really like to have more of you guys come on the show and share your experiences. Next Saturday, we'll do another live stream. I don't know when or what time, but we'll do another live stream on Saturday night. All right, guys? All right. With that, stay safe, everyone. And thank you.